Hello everyone, welcome to the second session of your mathematics class. In this class, we are going to follow from where we have left in the last class. In the last class, we have learned how to solve a linear equation in one variable. That is, if there is an unknown value, then we can use the equation given to solve the same or to find the value of the unknown quantity. In this class, we are going to further discuss some applications of linear equation in one variable. That is, it's one of the most important part in your mathematics life because in this section, you will have to use your mathematical and logical ability as together to make the solution of any particular given question. We will go through almost all the questions of this exercise part. Before that, let's recap what we have studied in our last class. A basic form, or I will begin with a basic question. Suppose if there is an equation 7x plus 3 is equal to 17, then what is the value of x? Actually, this can be in your I think in your lower classes you would have already learned. If you have not, no worries, just listen here. This means 7 times a number plus 3 gives 17, or in other way you can say this as 3 added to 7 times a number gives 17. What does that say? 3 added to 7 times of a number gives 70. This may seem a bit confusing, the statement, but if we convert this one into an equation, then there is some just matter of seconds to solve the question. Let's see how this can be done. 3 added to 7 times of a number. We don't know what is the number. So consider the number to be x. So this is the question. This is the way to write answer to each of the questions of this format. First of all, let's consider the unknown number to be x. So we can say let the number be x. Then 3 added to 7 times of that number. 7 times of that number means 7 times of that number. What does that mean? 7 times of x. Exactly. That is 7x. Now, 3 added to this much part. 3 added to 7 times of a number. We have written 7 times of a number is 7x. So 3 added to that means 3 added to this implies, what is this one? 7x. 3 added to it means 7x plus 3. And what does that give? It will give 17. So we can write 7x plus 3 is equal to 17. This is the way to form an equation from the given set of statements. I think it's clear. Now let's solve this one. First things first. 7x is equal to, this is just a remembering of what we have done in your early classes. 3 to the other side gives 17 minus 3. 7x means 14. Then x can be obtained by dividing 14 by 7. Therefore, x is 2. Now think of the converse way of the statement. The number is 2. 3 added to 7 times of a number. So we will start from the end part. 7 times of a number means 7 times of 2. What is 7 times of 2? 14. And 3 added to that. 3 plus 14 is 17. I hope this is clear. Now, there are a lot of questions in your textbook, NCERT textbook. And all the example questions are already solved in that. All the example questions are solved. So, I would recommend you to go through all the example questions. And now, in this section, we are going to solve the exercise part. Because all the example questions are already solved and it's written in the most simplest language. I hope you all would understand that. And now I am going to help you by solving the exercise questions. And from the exercise questions, I will be solving the questions that is seeming to be a bit difficult for you. I will begin with the first one. So I hope you, okay, another important thing, take down the notes just by now itself. There won't be, I think it will be more efficient, useful for you, because if you write down the notes now itself, You can simultaneously learn and write at the same time. Now let's try to solve the first question. Exercise 2.2. So here it is, exercise 2.2. First, so here is the first question. If you subtract 1 by 2 from a number and multiply the result by 1 by 2, you get 1 by 8. What is the number? So there is a particular number with which if you subtract 1 by 2 from that number and you will get a number x minus, okay. I'm going to give you the answer. We don't know what is the number. So what's the immediate thing that we are going to do? The first step that we are going to do is letting or assuming the unknown number to be x. Let the number be x. Just that. We don't know what's the number. So I am giving a letter to that particular number. Let it be x. Now subtract 1 by 2 from that number. So what is the first step? The first step is subtracting 1 by 2 from the number. From the number. It is not 1 by 2 minus x. It is x minus 1 by 2. So this much part is over. Now and multiply the result. So this is the result. Okay. This is the result that we have now. And multiply the result by 1 by 2. This is our second part. Multiply the result by 1 by 2. So our second step is multiplying the result. The result is x minus 1 by 2. We are asked to multiply this result by a particular number. What is that? 1 by 8. Then you will get 1 by 8. Then you will get 1 by 8. That is the third statement. By this Roman letter 1, 2 and 3. You don't need to write this often since it is the first problem. I am giving you the clue that this is the first statement, second statement and third statement. Third statement says you will get the resultant as 1 by 8. That is x minus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 will give us 1 by 8. That's all. Now, we have got an equation. You have learned in your last class how to solve any equation to find the value of the unknown quantity. We are going to do the same. So, I am going to repeat this one here. X minus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 8. I hope you know how to do this one. Okay. While doing this one, I will give you some important points that you should follow. This can be written as x minus 1 by 2 whole divided by 2. Okay. I will include another step before this. This is a number and this is another number. Okay. This will give us 1 by 8. Now, we can take this 1 by 2 to the other side. So, what happens? X minus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 8 into this 1 by 2 taking to the other side. What happens? It becomes 2. Because the 2 was in the denominator in the left hand side or it was divided in the LHS. While going to the RHS, it becomes multiplied by 2. So this will give us x minus 1 by 2 is equal to, we can cancel this one because this is 2, this 2 is written as 2 by 1, this can be written as 2 by 1. We can cancel both these numbers by 4 and 1. So this will give us 1 by 4. Now what is the value that we need to find? X. So x can be easily found by adding or taking this minus 1 by 2 to the other side. This minus 1 by 2 goes to the right hand side and becomes plus 1 by 2. So, x can easily be found. I think you remember this one, cross multiplication. 2 into 1, 2. Plus 4 into 1, 4. Whole divided by 8. So, what is x? X is 6 upon 8. The value should be in the simplest form. So, we can further cancel this using 2. So, how many 2s in 8? 4 2s. How many 6 in 6? How many 2s in 6? 3. Therefore, the answer is 3 by 4. If you have any doubt, please watch the video or this part once again. And now let's look at the second question. Please read the second question in your textbook. I hope you have read the second and third question. So let's solve it together. Second question says, the perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool is 154 meter. its length is 2 meter more than twice its breadth. What are the length and breadth of the pool? So this is the question in front of us. As I told you earlier, to solve this kind of problems, we need to have both the mathematical and logical ability. Why I said is that there won't be a direct way to write the answer unless you know the equations of certain solid shapes or some plane figures. For example, in this question, what is the dimensions given? First of all, the perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool. So that's a rectangular shape. We know that's a plane figure, and you should know what is the equation to find the perimeter of a rectangular surface. I think you know that. What is the perimeter of a rectangular surface? Yes, 2 times length and breadth. That is 2 into L plus B. Before coming to that, or before going to that, let's try to deduce an equation from the given statements. So read the question once again. Perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool is 154 meter. Okay, we can write the what all things are already given in the question. Perimeter, and how much is it given? Perimeter is given to be 154 meters. And you know what is the equation to find the perimeter? That is 2 times length plus breadth is 154. Okay, let it be there. Its length is 2 meter more than twice its breadth. Read the relation very carefully. This is the only thing that you need to solve this question. Its length is 2 meter more than twice its breadth. You know what is the shape of a rectangle? Relatively or mostly, length will be bigger than the breadth. And what is the statement given? This is a rectangle. Let this be a rectangle of length L and breadth B. Now, relating it with the equation, its length is 2 meter more than twice its breadth. So, the statement is beginning by corresponding or mentioning about the breadth initially. So, the unknown quantity that we should take is breadth. So consider the unknown quantity x as breadth. So the statement should be written, let the breadth be x, and there is a relation relating to breadth. There is a relation saying for length based on the breadth of this rectangle. Now, what is the relation between length and breadth? Length is 2 meter more than twice its breadth. And what have we assumed for breadth? Breadth is assumed to be x. Twice its breadth means, what is that? So, this is the first statement. And the second statement says, twice the breadth. So, that is 2x. Now, another condition is given alongside 2 meter more than. So, 2 meter more than means 2 plus 2x. Why? 2 meter more. What does that mean? 2 meter more means 2 meter more than twice its breadth. Breadth is assumed to be x. Twice the breadth means 2 times x. 2 meter more than means 2 plus 2x. No need to write meter over here. For the time being, let it be as 2 plus 2x. So, we got a relation between length and breadth. What is that? If breadth is considered to be x, what will be the length? 2 plus 2x. Now, we have got two relation or one relation based on the length of the breadth. Just apply to the mother equation that we have already got from the first statement. What is the first statement? Perimeter is 154 meters. So this problem would not have been able to do by us if you don't know the equation to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So make sure you know that. So instead of length, what can you put? Instead of length, we can put 2 plus 2x. And what is the breadth? Breadth is x. And what it will be given or what it will be getting as 154. Now to solve this one, you can write 2 into what is 2x plus x? 3x. So it is 2 plus 3x. Now there is a 2 in the outside the bracket. Of course, this is equal to 154. There is a 2 outside the bracket. So we can write 4 plus 6x is equal to 154. Now to solve x, we can keep 6x in the left hand side. Taking 4 to the other side, it becomes 154 minus 4. So further we can write 6x is equal to 150. And we can find x by finding the answer or the value of 150 upon 6. We know 150 by 6. If you have any doubt, you can use the regular division method. 2 times 12, 3, 0, 5. So that will give the answer as x as 25. And what is x? This is not the end of the question. The question says what is the length and breadth of the pool. So you can write as the final answer, therefore length of the pool, length of the pool is equal to, what was we consider, 2 plus 2x. And what is the value of x? 2 plus 2 into 25, that is 2 plus 50 or 52 meters. Now what about the breadth? Breadth is x. And what is x? 25 meters. That's all. Now coming to the next question. The base of an isosceles triangle, you can say isosceles or isosceles triangle, is 4 by 3 centimeter. The perimeter of the triangle is 4 2 by 15. What is the length of either of the remaining equal sides? Just as I told you earlier, if we wanted to solve the second question, we should have the idea of what is the area or what is the perimeter of a rectangle. In the same way, we should have the idea of what is an isosceles triangle, what is the peculiarity of isosceles triangle. I hope you know that there are 3 types of triangle based on the length of their sides. If all the sides of a triangle are different in length, then we call it as a scalene triangle. And if 2 of the sides of the 3 in a triangle is equal, we can call that as isosceles triangle. And if all the 3 sides of a triangle are equal, we call it by a name that's very familiar to you, I hope. That's called equilateral triangle. Now try to solve the third question. Base of an isosceles triangle. So let's draw an isosceles triangle. Let this be an isosceles triangle. What is the importance of isosceles triangle? 2 sides will be equal. So let this be the 2 sides. We used to represent a single line on the sides of a triangle to represent it as they are equal. Now, the base of an isosceles triangle is 4 by 3 centimeters. So let this be the base. We can name this triangle as A, B and C. So what is given? Base as 4 by 3 centimeter. Also, the perimeter of the triangle is 4 2 by 15. 4 2 by 15 is the perimeter. You should know what is the perimeter. We know how to find the perimeter of any shape. We just need to find the sum of the borders. That's all. Now, coming to this question, this is clearly an isosceles triangle. I have already told you, which means this side and this side are equal. I am going to put this side as x centimeter. Then this will also be x centimeter. Why? Because given that's an isosceles triangle, whatever be the length of AB will be the length of BC also. So I am putting this side as x. Immediately this side also becomes x. Now, given the perimeter of this side of this triangle is, perimeter is given to be 4 2 by 15. Then from the given detail, cannot you find the perimeter? Yes. Perimeter is AB plus BC plus AC. What is AB? Oh, AB is x plus BC is x plus AC is 4 by 3. If we add the 3 sides, what are we going to get? Yes, 4 2 by 50. This is not a normal fraction. This is a mixed fraction. We need to make or convert this into an improper or a proper fraction. In fact, a proper fraction. I hope you already remember that. If you don't, please listen carefully. 4 2 by 15. How will you do this one? 15 into 4. That is 60. 60 plus the numerator divided by the denominator. So what is that? 62 by 15 centimeter is the perimeter. So instead of 4 2 by 15, we can write 62 by 15. Now coming to the equation. So we have got an equation, just need to solve the value, or we just need to solve the equation to find the value of x. So we can find x plus x is 2x plus 4 by 3 is equal to 42 by 15 is same as 62 by 15. Now we need to find the value of x. So we keep 2x here. Take 4 by 3 to the other side. What happens? 62 by 15 minus 4 by 3. So what happens to x is equal to? What is 62 into 3? It is 186. I think. Make sure it is right. Now 62 into 3 is 186 minus 4 into 15 is 60. Whole divided by 15 into 3 is 45. We can do it in the next step. So 2x is equal to 186 minus 60 is 126 divided by 15 into 3 is 45. Now let's see whether there is any common terms. I'm going to rewrite this one here. 2x is equal to 126 by 45. Clearly 3 is a common factor. We can easily cut 43 by 3 is 15 because 15 times 3 is present in 45. I'm going to cut 126 by 3, 12. 3 12s are 3 4s are 12. Then 2 3s are 6. So 42 by 50. So the value becomes 2x is equal to 42 by 15. I think we can still further cancel this one. 42 can be cancelled using using 3. How many 3s in 42? 14 3s. Then what about how many 3s in 15? 5. So the answer becomes 2x is equal to 14 by 5. So what is the value of x? Value of x can be easily found. X is equal to 14 by 5. And these two can be taken to the right hand side, so it becomes multiplication. So x is equal to 14 by 10. Or we can cancel the 2 already. Why I am making these mistakes is that you can understand how this can be easily done. So cancelling 2 and 14 we can get 7. So the answer becomes x is equal to 7 by 5. So this is the answer. Or further, if you want to make it into a mixed fraction, you can do that as well. How will you convert 7 by 5 into mixed fraction? Here is 7. How many times in 7? How many 5s in 7? 1. 1 5s are 5, 2. So the answer can be written as 1, 2 by 5. So x is equal to 1, 2 by 5. I hope you understood it. Okay, what is the unit? The unit was in centimeter. So if you have a small doubt still pertaining, you can easily watch the video once again or this part once again and make sure you have got the complete idea and write down the notes.